Gideon catches 4 enemies in his ultimate, Murdoch also catches them with his ultimate, and Steel slams in with his ultimate, collectively picking up a quad kill. Let's take a look at this from a better angle. The Gideon teleports in behind the enemies, sucking 4 into his black hole. They all line up for Murdoch as he fires his ultimate, and Steel slams straight in, and before they know it, they've got themselves a quad kill. The deathball has been a controversial topic lately, but it's not all doom and gloom as Captain May shows us how to deal with it. The 5-man enemy team come for Steel, but he spots them a bit too late and he's in real trouble here. He opts to queue on the Rampage rather than go back under tower. Captain Mace on Severog and Grux come in from behind to assist Steel. Severog lands a perfect route and Grux grabs them all into the tower. The Sparrow and Rampage go down instantly with Gideon following shortly after. Grux and Severog aren't done yet as they take down a Muriel, and Murdoch's chances of survival went from 1% to non-existence as Grux and Severog finished their revenge with a side of Murdoch. Super Ghosted on Rampage is a bit late to the party as 2 of his allies have already fallen. He lands a rock on Murdoch to try and help his Gideon to escape, but he goes down anyways with Sparrow following him shortly after. He chases the Iggy but he manages to escape. It's now 5v1 but Super Ghosted doesn't care, he's a Rampage and he's looking for revenge. He lands a great rock on the enemy Gideon and uses his ultimate for that all important health boost. He leaps into the air, killing the Iggy, and even the balanced Murdoch can't kill him fast enough as he uses a knockback trying to put some distance between him. But Rampage is relentless, showing no signs of giving up as he picks off yet another kill. It looks to be all over for Super Ghosted as his ultimate is up, but he lands a great rock on the Twinblast and proceeds to go to town. Kallari tries to jump in but the ground smash from Rampage is enough to kill her. Super Ghosted gets himself a pentakill as the Twinblast goes down. Some great individual play by Super Ghosted. Officials on Murdoch picks up the #1 spot with this play as he chases the Muriel and Feng Mao back towards their middle tower. Muriel gets caught by Grux and she's so low, but she manages to ult away. So close yet so far. But Officials has another idea as he lines up his ult, perfectly timing the Muriel ult and her bounce, blasting her into a million pieces. Without a Muriel for 60 seconds, the enemy team are in real trouble. Officials with great awareness spots Murdoch coming from behind and manages to obliterate him in seconds. The Murdoch goes down without a fight. Officials is not done yet though as he manages to land a great knockback on Feng Mao, giving him false hope of survival and then takes him down with ease. The Muriel ults in to help Officials kill the Steel while taking tower damage and he does exactly that. He then spots Twinblast racing towards the inhib and before Twinblast can react, he catches him picking up a pentakill. Sadly, the only thing that could stop him was the inhib. This week's #1 play comes from Leighton on Gideon, showing us the amazing Wombo combo potential in Paragon. Took flight on Steel, has the orb prime and heads off to hand it in. The enemy team give up trying to kill him as he's just too tanky. As soon as the orb prime is active, they push forward as Decker lands a beautiful containment fence followed up by a Steel ultimate, which is followed up by a black hole and a Murdoch ult and a Sparrow ult. There is little the enemy team could do as they one by one go down, with Decker lucky to escape. The Steel ult follows Decker's with the Gideon, Murdoch and Sparrow ult following straight after. A fantastic engagement from Leighton and his allies, using all their hero abilities to wipe out the majority of the enemy team. Now this is old school Kallari that Zed Cruxby sends off in style. The enemy team have taken the orb as Feng Mao is fighting Twinblast. Kallari comes in with a perfect dagger to the face. It's not over yet as the rest of the enemy team engage. Kallari dodges the Steel ult as she, as all Kallari should do, goes to focus the enemy carries. She picks off Murdoch who has no way of escaping and steals the orb prime as 3 enemies chase her. She does a 180 and lands a perfect death sentence, killing 2 enemies instantly. The gadget gets one shot by Grim and the orb prime buff is theirs for the taking. Peace Turtle on Steel and his allies are planning to assault the middle lane tower when the enemy Richter lands a fantastic pull on Gadget and ults her. Grux manages to grab Richter but Gadget still goes down. Fortunately she ults before she does and Steel shockwaves and ults onto 4 of the enemies as the devastating blast from Murdoch and the charge from Steel wipe them out. Great play from Peace Turtle and his team. What started out as a bad situation ended up having a fantastic outcome. Yichiki Khan and his allies attempt to take a tower when the enemy team Steel lands an ult followed up by another ult from the Fae, but with no real follow up after that, they're relatively safe. Grux shows them how it's done though as he lands a smash and grab on 4 enemy heroes followed up by a long arm of the law from Murdoch, a steel ult and the phase ult, leaving just Steel alive on very little health, showing the blue team exactly how it's done. Both teams are looking to respawn their inhibitors and end the game, but Grux is caught out of position and the orange team can either let him die or they can help him out. They choose the latter as 4200 on Iggy and Scorch charges in with his turrets. Grux goes down, but with the enemy team nicely grouped up, Gideon lands a 5-man ultimate. On top of Iggy's ultimate, the enemy team are obliterated instantly, with Greystone the sole survivor. He has no chance of survival as even the All-Prime boss helps take him out, leaving the orange team free to go to the enemy core and win the game. Talonized on Gideon is waiting patiently for the moment to pounce. Too soon and they won't be under tower, but too late and there might not be a tower left. He picks the perfect moment to strike as he teleports into his black hole, catching 4 enemies. His team are quite far back but are quick to react as Gideon's Cosmic Rift comboed with a steel ult deletes 3 enemies instantly, leaving Iggy alive for a mere second before he dies. Richter has no chance of getting out alive as the Feng Mao ultimate on top of all the damage proves too much for him. A wonderful engagement from the blue team. We've seen some fantastic all-prime steals, but none quite like this. 0B on Murdoch is pushing the right lane while 2 of his allies attempt to kill the all-prime. Unfortunately, things don't go quite to plan as the enemy team arrive in time to kill Chimera, and with the all-prime so low they could potentially capture it for themselves without any difficulty. Murdoch however has to land the snipe of a lifetime if he wants to seal the buff, and he does just that. He snipes the all-prime, stealing it from the blue team and giving his team an instant all-prime buff. Hectic Chris on Twinblast is about to show us that this guy is still a force to be reckoned with. He's got the epic rare card Blink Shot that allows him to teleport every 300 seconds, but the cooldown resets on kill and assist within 5 seconds of teleporting. He heads over to assist his Chimera whom is fighting Steel and Grux. He rocket dashes straight through Steel's shield and is able to finish him off with ease. He blinks forward to get into range of Grux, whom he shows no mercy. Murdoch is his next victim as he blinks behind him. Murdoch is slow to react and gets taken out by Chimera. Hectic Chris is not done yet though, as he spots Faye heading into mid lane. He begins to engage her, and as he closes the gap she uses her ultimate to pull him back and heads under tower. Hectic Chris blinks forward under the tower, finishes the Faye off and then blinks right back out. That was some impressive play and wonderful use of the Blink Shot card, which I haven't seen before. Egler Ball on Murdoch has just respawned and wastes no time in lining up his long arm of the law to pick up a triple kill. The enemy heroes line up perfectly for this one. Boing on Murdoch is heading to the all-prime, but with his allies outnumbered they might lose it before he even gets there. So he lines up his long arm of the law and lands the most perfect snipe. Not only does he steal the all-prime, but he's able to kill 2 enemies, allowing his allies to clean up the rest. Hooker on Countess is about to go on a rampage, no pun intended, as Twinblast becomes his first victim. Having just got an all-prime, he looks to force an engagement and spots the enemy Grux. He shadow slips onto him, unleashes all of his abilities, but just as Hooker uses his ultimate, Muriel flies in to save the Grux. Things look bad for Hooker, but his Muriel ults in and he continues his attack. He shadow slips again to Grux, but he charges away. No worries though, as Hooker uses his blink to finish him off, regenerating an insane amount of health that allows him to survive Gadget's bomb and ultimate. Greystone leaps in, but again Hooker shadow slips away from the danger onto Muriel, managing to avoid some of the damage. He blinks back and kills Gadget. Having regenerated some health and enemy team are distracted while chasing Twinblast, Hooker follows them from a safe distance. He patiently waits for the Greystone ultimate to go off. He shadow slips onto Muriel, lands all of his abilities followed by a few basic attacks and finishes her off, blinking right back and leaving Twinblast to finish off Greystone. Hooker isn't done yet though, as he heads to mid lane where Steel and Gadget are pushing the enemy's inhibitor. Twinblast charges forward, Hooker shadow slips to him, takes an insane amount of health from him as the Steel ultimate finishes Twinblast off and they go on to win the game.